will be lower than expected. So, I mean, there's some things that make sense to have a dress code, but others is just sorry the language, but in my opinion, this is just bullshit. just doesn't make sense. And sorry to who doesn't agree, but I agree with Ursula that polo t-shirt is just two Faria Limers and stuff like that because I don't know. It's there's a lot of options that you can use, you can wear that is easy to combine, and you can just um vary it. For example, you have I know there's people that don't like it, but okay. But I think that these button shirts, teacher that is with different prints on them. There are some that are floral, others that are just geometrics and stuff like that. If you just have one black t-shirt and one white t-shirt underneath it, and these buttons t-shirt or even the with the sleeves, you will have a lot of style and will show a little bit of personality on your clothes as a fashion statement. Think that. Teacher, you are on mute. You are
Larissa,
on.
I also agree with you that I think some dress codes are just unnecessary and annoying. Uh,
Yeah.
in my old in my old school, I used to study law abroad, and uh, we were expected to dress like lawyers, which is cool. Which I didn't
Mhm.
mind. I didn't mind because I thought it was fun, but it was such an unnecessary pressure um, for a student to go through to spend money on clothes there. A lot of the times they're very expensive. Bunch of suits, a bunch of like I don't know, um, high heels and like expensive shoes.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like you're studying. You're not in court. You're just learning, and I that annoyed me so much. It was just kind of waste of time and waste of money for everyone.
Uh-huh. There's also something in courthouses and something like that women only can use heels. Like we can't use sneakers or even shoes without heels. Something like that. And if I'm not mistaken, just recently was okay for women to use pants, but a not long time, a little time ago, women only were allowed to use skirts. And like we all know that skirts and high heels are uncomfortable in compare with pants and sneakers. So it's a dress code. It's something that it's a lot sexist and doesn't make sense, doesn't have a logic to anything like that. To to I don't know, to make a courthouse work, to affect how people are treated and defended or accused and everything like that.
Where are you from, Larissa?
I'm from São Paulo mesmo, just like that.
Uh, in scope of judiciary and courthouse in uh, uh, office of lawyers is important thing. Okay, dress code. And I in in judgment. I don't know when we say judgments.
No, I think that there are some clothes that is okay, like the social, the social clothes like suits and the
If I,
social
yeah,
shirt and everything like that. But some changes, like women are obligated to wear skirts and heels, it's something just ridiculous, something that doesn't make sense, you know?
yes. And I don't know if I get a mistake, but in courts, in judgments, it's mandatory you use suits, okay, for men's, and I don't know, social clothes for women's. Is it correct, Ursula? I believe that it's a rule. It's a law.
I'm not a lawyer, but I think that's correct. I think men need to
I
wear
think you're a
suits.
liar. You're not a liar. I think you're a liar.
No, I used to study in law school. I went to law school. I did uh 2 years of it, and then I dropped it.
Ah, okay. And you change it.
I'm law school drop.
You speak like a lawyer. you,
Oh,
have to, you have to know something about that. Cesar, do you want to say something for us? Cesar? Cesar?
I are you
Hi,
here?
how are you doing?
My opinion, fashion.
Please.
I like to understand like the fashion is dividing in two things because I think there is the everyday part where the clothes that we use, and in my opinion, I think they represent your personality, the way you like to dress, because you can like if you're one person who likes to be well dressed every day, this shows that you are the type of person who cares about this. If you are the person who likes to be in flip flops and in shorts, they also represent a trait of your personality. And the other part is the artistic part, which is the thing that like uh, generally this Met Gala type of thing, where we see this kind of more artistic side where they're obviously not clothes for normal people to use to go to work, but it's more the side of the creators showing what they can do and how creative they can get with clothing. You are muted. Your mic is off.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Cesar, do you believe that your clothes show your self-esteem?
Not necessarily your self-esteem shows your personality, how you like to others see you.
Yes. How you how do you want the other peoples see you? Something like that.
For example, if you're a person who doesn't care about that, you will wear clothes who show that I don't need to be well dressed all day, and people you notice that. And the same thing to the other side. If you are the type of person who likes to be well dressed every day, all day, then you probably will pass this message to other people who are gonna see you well dressed every day.
And getting this point, I believe for you getting well dressed, um, maybe you don't have to spend a lot of money. Do you believe in that?
Yeah, no, I think if you well dressed, it's like famous brand clothes, then yes, you need to spend a lot of money. But if you're more like the type of person who likes to be well dressed with cheaper clothes who not necessarily have brands, then no. Because there are a lot of people who have style that don't wear
Yes, yes.
expensive clothes.
A lot of people have a good taste. I don't know when we say good taste is not appropriate, I believe it. But understand the fashion and maybe don't spend a lot of money or um, buy a cheap clothes and made it a good look. Okay, get a good look of this clothes. But
Exactly.
it is
But
art, like say that Ursula.
what Nicolas say is also true, because there's people who like to show they have money. So, if, for example, someone have a Armani suit, then
Yeah,
everybody knows that it's expensive. So there are people who don't care at all, like dress everything they find on the closet. There are people who doesn't care about brand but cares about looking good, so they make good looks with cheaper clothes. There are people who cares indeed about brands and only wear expensive clothes. So it depends, I think.
the last week I I have a big bird. I have a big bird. Uh, trouble hairs in my, in my head. Uh, uh, a poor clothes. And my wife look at me and say, "You are a homeless." Hmm. it's 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 uh, it's ridiculous. You say that? How do you call me homeless? Almost she gave uh, some money for me in the kitchen. take take some money for you. Take a breakfast in the bakery. Uh, uh, guys, what about Giovanna, Thales? What about fashion? Andressa, Alice Vergasta? Are you following the fashion? Dress code is important in your life. Let me ask something. When you see a guy with suits, uh, is suits bring to people, to a guy trustworthy. When the guys uses suits, he seems like an honest guy in Brazil. What do you have?
Depends on his attitude. For
Uh,
example, if he has an attitude and a way to talk to people that is okay, that make him not a jerk, I think that this person could be a cool person. But there's others people that use suits that the way that he talk, the way that these people just walk, that make their just annoying.
Larissa, if you think about our politicians, okay, uh, you can link suits with an honest trustworthy or honesty. Instead, instead, in Brazil, we have some white collar crime, okay, corruption and whatever, and all these guys get a good dress in your in your daily, in your daily, in your lives. Um, Thales, do you wanna say something? Let's go, guys, about fashion. I get out and come back. I don't know what's happened.